Get ready to step into places where fear is real, down corridors where shadows whisper long-forgotten secrets. Today, you'll witness the top 10 most haunted places in the world. But beware, not everything you'll see here is for the faint of heart. Top 10, Houska Castle, Czech Republic. In the dark heart of the Bohemian forest, hidden among mist and ancient secrets, stands an enigmatic structure. Houska Castle, a place that was never meant to keep people out, but to keep something in. Unlike any medieval fortress, Houska was built with no external defenses, no easy access, and no logical layout, except for a single purpose: to seal a deep hole, an abyss that locals swore was a direct gateway to hell. They say screams echo from the depths even when no one is around. Black-winged creatures have been spotted at the windows, and visitors often report an overwhelming sensation of being watched by something not entirely human. A place where time seems to stop, where air turns heavier and where reality bends. Just beyond the cold stone walls, Houska Castle, the guardian of the abyss. Number 10 on our list, but perhaps the most unsettling. Top 9, Bhangarh Fort, India. At the base of the Aravalli Hills, shrouded in a silence heavy as stone, lies the cursed remains of a forgotten city. Bhangarh Fort, a place where time has frozen and life has vanished without a trace. Here, the sun barely touches the ground, and even the birds refuse to fly overhead. They say no one can stay after nightfall, and those who dared never returned. The legend? A spell cast by a sorcerer, mad with unrequited love. A curse that fell like poison across the entire city. Since then, shadows move along the walls, voices call out names, and the air itself carries a silent warning. You are not welcome here. Today, official signs are posted. No entry after sunset. It's not myth, it's government order, because even the authorities know there's something in Bhangarh that should never be awakened. Bhangarh Fort, number 9 on our list, and perhaps one of the few places where the very ground feels cursed. Top 8, Tower of London, England. On the banks of the River Thames, silent and imposing, stands one of the oldest and most feared structures in all of England. The Tower of London, a monument of cold stone, stained by centuries of blood, betrayal, and eternal condemnation. This is not just a castle, it is a tomb of restless souls. Thousands were tortured and executed within its halls and dungeons, and some never left. Guards report apparitions in medieval garb, figures passing through locked doors, whispers from nowhere, and a sweet perfume in the air, right before a freezing presence fills the room. The most famous of all, a headless woman, calmly walking the corridors, as if still seeking justice for the brutal end she met. Anne Boleyn, the beheaded queen, still lingers in the place where she lost everything. The Tower of London is more than a historic landmark. It's a reliquary of agony where the past still breathes and haunts. Number 8 on our list, a place where the walls tell stories no one dares to forget. Top 7, Poveglia, Italy. In the heart of the Venetian lagoon lies an island forgotten by tourist maps, but remembered by those who still carry the whispers of fear. Poveglia, the forbidden island, the cursed island. For centuries, this patch of land was used as a quarantine zone for plague victims. Thousands died there, isolated, burned in mass graves, sometimes still alive, Their screams never reached beyond the mist. And when the horror of the plague faded, Poveglia was turned into something even more disturbing, a psychiatric hospital. Patients spoke of voices, shadows, and cold touches in broad daylight. No one believed them, until the doctor behind cruel experiments leapt from the tower, claiming he was being hunted by the very souls he had condemned. Today, the island remains closed to the public. Those few who dared to visit tell of weeping at night, wails rising from the ground, and the constant feeling that something is walking just behind you. Poveglia, number 7 on our list, a forgotten corner of Italy, but remembered in the nightmares of those who dare to recall it. Top 6, Paris Catacombs, France. Beneath the shining streets of Paris, there is another world, a world that few dare to enter, and even fewer ever forget. The Paris Catacombs, an underground labyrinth, built from the bones of over 6 million people. Down there in the belly of the city, the tunnels stretch for miles, dark, silent, and somehow alive. Walls built from stacked skulls, femurs, and jawbones arranged like macabre art. But what truly haunts this place isn't in the bones. It's in the silence between them. Visitors report whispers calling names they've never spoken aloud. They feel invisible hands on their shoulders. Devices stop working, and some swear they've seen shadows moving against the light. Some explorers never returned, lost maybe, but others say they were taken. It's not just a subterranean cemetery. It's a kingdom of the dead where the living enter in haste and leave changed. The Paris Catacombs, number 6 on our list, and perhaps the only place where death is literally the ground beneath your feet. The Stanley Hotel, USA. In the heart of Colorado's Rocky Mountains stands an isolated, elegant hotel, and it is absolutely haunted. The Stanley Hotel, where beautiful architecture clashes with the terror lurking behind closed doors. It's the kind of place where time feels frozen, where hallways stretch too long at night, where mirrors reflect what shouldn't be there, and where you wake up at 3 a.m. with no idea why, only the creeping certainty that you're not alone in the room. People report childlike laughter in empty halls, pianos playing on their own, and luggage moving without anyone near. Room 217 is the epicenter, where guests claim to feel touches, hear whispers, and even see figures sitting at the foot of the bed. Stephen King spent just one night there. He left with the inspiration to write The Shining. Coincidence, maybe, but most believe it was the hotel, whispering the truth behind the fiction. The Stanley Hotel, number 5 on our list, where horror knocks on the door and sometimes enters uninvited. Top 4, Pripyat, Ukraine, Chernobyl. Some cities die slowly, but Pripyat died in a single breath. In 1986, Reactor 4 of the Chernobyl nuclear power plant exploded, releasing an invisible cloud of death over everything nearby. The city was evacuated in a rush, leaving behind schools, toys, clothes, plates still on tables. Everything remained, except the people. Today, Pripyat is a ghost town frozen in time. But what truly haunts it isn't the abandoned buildings. It's the presences still walking among them. Explorers report shadows passing by windows from the corner of their eye. Children's laughter echoing from ruined playgrounds. Footsteps coming from empty hallways. And the suffocating feeling of being watched by something that was never human to begin with. Some say these aren't ghosts of people, but echoes of the disaster, twisted by pain, by radiation, and by guilt. Pripyat, number 4 on our list, where even the silence carries radiation, and the earth itself seems to scream for help. Top 3, Aokigahara Forest, Japan. In the shadow of majestic Mount Fuji lies a forest where natural beauty hides a dark secret. Aokigahara, known by a name that chills to the bone, the suicide forest. The volcanic soil is dense, quiet. It absorbs sound like a sponge. Inside, there are no bird songs, no rustling of animals, only the sound of your own footsteps, and the fear dragging itself behind you. It's a place where compasses fail, GPS malfunctions, and trails vanish within seconds. But what truly terrifies are the reports. People claim to hear voices that don't exist, crying from the trees, whispers soft as the wind, speaking in languages no one understands. Monks visit the forest to try and calm the spirits, but it's said that inside, sorrow takes root and never lets go. Aokigahara is not just a forest, it's a sanctuary of lost souls who may not even know they've died. Number 3 on our list, where silence is louder than any scream. Top 2, Leap Castle, Ireland. In the cold hills of Ireland, wrapped in eternal fog and stories no one dares speak aloud, stands a fortress built with blood. Leap Castle, a place that was once sacred and later defiled. Since its origin, this castle has been the site of murders, betrayals, and occult rituals. In one of its oldest towers, there is a hidden room sealed for centuries, where hundreds of human bones were found, stacked like garbage, pierced by rusted spikes. A true pit of death. But it's not just the dead that disturb this place, it's the ones who stayed. Residents and visitors report violent banging on the walls during the night, doors locking on their own, and screams from places that should be empty. And worst of all, the thing, a shapeless entity, smelling of rotting flesh, with glowing red eyes like burning coal. It doesn't speak, it watches, and whenever it appears, someone always falls ill afterward. Leap Castle, number 2 on our list, where evil doesn't hide, it lives. Top 1, Eastern State Penitentiary, USA. In the heart of Philadelphia, surrounded by towering stone walls and a silence heavy as lead, lies a prison where punishment went far beyond the physical. It was psychological. Eastern State Penitentiary was built with a single goal: to completely isolate the human soul. Prisoners were held in solitary cells. Food passed through small openings, heads covered with hoods whenever they stepped outside. No one spoke. No one saw anyone. Madness was inevitable, and pain is silent. Today the prison is empty, but it is not alone. Night guards report agonized screams echoing through the corridors, shadows dragging themselves across the walls, steel doors slamming with fury, with no wind. Visitors faint, cry, feel chest pains without reason, and some say that in certain areas, time simply stops. A place where suffering is embedded in the walls, where regret takes form, and where forgiveness never came. Eastern State Penitentiary, number 1 on our list, a place where even the ghosts want to leave. These places are not just tourist destinations, they are gateways to the unknown, where the past refuses to rest in peace. Tales of pain, mystery, and fear echo through time and remain alive, or rather undead, among us. Whether you're a skeptic or a believer, one thing is certain: the supernatural is closer than we think, and somewhere Someone is listening to you. So be careful when you turn off the lights tonight, because true terror may be lurking just beyond your sight. Until the next journey, if you dare.